Are you a talented footballer with the potential to go all of the way, but you've never been spotted or had a trial? Well, all you need to do is check out a brand new innovative business that I've started with my partners called Scouts Eyes. It gives you a chance to get spotted by our network of scouts to try and get you a trial at a professional club. Scouts Eyes places you in front of a professional scout who will assess your talent. You simply need to visit our website right now and upload your clips as directed. Our scouts will then view them and give you a full assessment. If you meet a certain criteria, your details will be sent to scouts at professional football clubs for them to come and see you play. It's as simple as that. So visit scoutseyes.com right now and send in your clips, and a scout could be coming to watch you play at your next game.
Welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Good win for Arsenal yesterday against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was great to be back in the stadium, sitting down there in, my season ticket, and like all the people around I haven't seen all summer. It was great to be talking to them, and the sun was shining. I always loved that first game when the sun's shining. You could wear shorts, you got your Arsenal top on, and you're really feeling the vibes. And I thought the performance was all right by Arsenal. A 2-0 win. Let's be real, Arsenal are very comfortable within the game. Sloppy moments, but that's to be expected. It's the first game of the season, and you've got to remember there's players there that some of them have not had a full pre-season. Declan Rice, who had to come off with cramp. How many times have you seen that with him? Only his first game, but only 2 games he had leading up to this, the 2 Emirates Cup games. He's joined late because of the Euros, and you could see he was feeling the tiredness. Saka, what can I say about this guy? Absolutely brilliant. A goal and assist. He assisted the goal for Havertz, and well done to Havertz as well for scoring. And then he scored an absolute cracker near the end. And this kid's world class. I think it was Stricto who come on and said it. World class players, this is what they do, because I wouldn't say he lit up the game, but he had loads of moments in the game. Every time he got the ball, he was a threat. In the first half, couple of chances, and then great goal, great assist. And yesterday froze up a few little conundrums, for Mikel Arteta, because Havertz scored, Havertz, we're looking to Havertz to try and get 20 goals this season. He got 14 last year. And remember, he played half of the season in midfield before being sort of moved up to being that striker. And that was a striker's goal yesterday. Rose well, great header. Those are the sort of goals you want to see Arsenal players score. We haven't really seen Arsenal players scoring those goals over the years because we haven't really had that guy who's that aerial threat. But Havertz is proving to be that person. Then you got a brilliant winger like we have in, Bukayo Saka. But what does Mikel Arteta do? Does he go for a striker, or does he go for a winger? That's the conundrum for Mikel Arteta right now as his transfer window starts to draw to a close, because it seems to me like he's happy in the striker department, that ideally they would like a striker, but do they see that striker out there with the value that is way better than what they've got, which is they've got Havertz, they've got Jesus. However, if they sell Eddie Nketiah, which is looking like they're still going to do, he didn't figure at all in the game, surely that means they need to bring in another striker. So it's a conundrum at the moment. There's still the Victor Gyökeres one out there. We still know that, he's available if the price is paid. The release clause, which no one's going to pay that, but could they get him for around about £60 million? He scored again on the weekend. Victor Gyökeres keeping up his goal-scoring record. Could he be the answer? Or do you stick with Havertz and do you stick with Jesus? That is part of the conundrum that is facing Mikel Arteta. Do you go for a wide player? Is it more important to find that backup for Saka, or that player who can play on both right and left wing that if, say, a Martinelli's not functioning well, you've got someone who can bring on that wing and also cover for Saka, because it's still looking like Reece Nelson's going to leave. He didn't figure at all yesterday, even when Saka came off. So it's a conundrum. Some of the players that we know have been linked. Kingsley Coman scored for Bayern Munich on the weekend against DFB Pokal. He scored against them, just again reiterating that this guy is a goal scorer, is quality when he's fit. Available, said to be available for around about £34 million, vastly experienced, 28 now, but he's won everything in the game. He's a quality player. Should Arsenal make a move for him? There's been the rumours that he could be available even on loan. Should Arsenal be making a move for him before the end of the transfer window, which shuts on the 30th of August? Federico Chiesa of Juventus, frozen out of Juventus' squad. Definitely they want him to go. They'll take, it said, from anything from about 15 to 25 million pounds for him. Could Arsenal negotiate a deal for him, get him back to where he was a few years ago, which was a world-class winger, still an international for Italy? Is that the sort of player they should be going for? Or should they go for a younger, hungrier player who plays in the Premier League in Simon Adingra, who again scored yesterday for Brighton in their impressive victory away at Everton? Adingra, we know Brighton are a club that will sell players. They've sold us a couple of good ones in Trossard and in Ben White. Could Arsenal make a move for Simon Adingra? He knows the Premier League. He's been in it a season now. He's an international for the Ivory Coast. His values, he's valued on transfer market around about 30 million. I'm sure Brighton will probably push for more, 35, 40 million maybe, but they'd make a big profit. They paid 8 million euros for him. That's about 5 million quid. Should Arsenal make a move for one of those three wide players? Because there's still that worry. What if anything happens to Bukayo Saka? What if he's out for a month, 2 months? Who's that person who comes in and covers for him? So is it a winger or a striker? What do you guys think? Is it, we scored, was it 89 goals last season? That's a lot of goals. Only Man City scored more goals than us, just. Or do you think it's that striker that bridges the gap of goal scoring? You look at some of those games that we lost that were tight. When we lost to Aston Villa away and we had a lot of chances, we lost 1-0. When we lost to them at home, we had a lot of chances in the first half, didn't take them. It's a conundrum, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Striker or winger, forward player that can score goals, like an Adingra did yesterday, like a Kingsley Coman did over the weekend as well. I would love to hear from you guys. One signing that, listen, we're getting close to this signing now. I've said it. We've said it for days and days. Miko Marino Daly is going to be over very, very soon because he's signing for Arsenal. Everything has been agreed now. And if you needed any more indicator as to know that he's coming to Arsenal, is the fact that yesterday Real Sociedad left him out of their squad completely. That's one of their main players, left out of the squad completely. The manager was asked, why is he injured? What's the reason? He said, because he's in talks to move to another football club. And that football club is Arsenal. We're expecting that deal to happen during this week, medical to happen this week, and for him to be an Arsenal player in time for that game against Aston Villa away. Don't expect him to figure in that game. I mean, Ricardo Calafiori didn't play yesterday, but that signing should be done this week. And I think that could be a signing that will help out a player like Gabriel Martinelli. He's a naturally left-sided midfielder. Maybe that will get more sort of service over to Martinelli because he weren't really at it yesterday, but it's the first game and I've got a lot of faith in this kid. Jakub Kiwior completely left out of Arsenal's squad yesterday. Surely an indicator that he's going to be leaving. Still lots of clubs over in Italy interested in him, including Juventus. But Jakub Kiwior, not expecting to see Jakub Kiwior in an Arsenal shirt for the rest of this transfer window because it does look like he's going to be on the move. Now that Calafiori's come in, now that Timber's back, there's not really any space for him. It's ruthless football, isn't it? Because last year he came in, he done such a great job. But when you're at an elite club like Arsenal and they bring in other players, your place could be just gone like that. Same goes for Aaron Ramsdale, was our number one, you know. Last season when Raya came in, a lot of people were still doubting it and saying, no, you know, Ramsdale. I think everybody knows now who the number one is. Raya pulling off a couple of wonderful saves yesterday. Aaron Ramsdale heavily linked with a move away. Southampton's still one of those clubs that are heavily in for him. And when I watched their goalkeeper yesterday gift Newcastle the victory in that game, when Newcastle were down to 10 men, their keeper basically cost them the game with a horror mistake, trying to play out from the back. More and more, you start to see that Aaron Ramsdale is going to be on the move. Didn't figure yesterday, hasn't figured at all in pre-season in not one game. They're obviously trying to protect him. You've especially got to protect goalkeepers because they could go for a dive or something and dislocate their shoulder. Looks like Aaron Ramsdale will be leaving before the end of the transfer window. And his replacement still looks like that's going to be Joan Garcia of Espanyol, still being lined up with a move to Arsenal. But that all depends on Ramsdale leaving. So there's going to be some cogs there. It's going to be a busy end to the transfer window. You still got what's going to happen to Eddie Nketiah. You still got what's going to happen to Reece Nelson, who hasn't really figured since coming back from America. So it's going to be an interesting one with some of the players. And this guy as well, Fabio Vieira. What's going to happen to him? He was not in the squad yesterday, but we were told that was because he was injured. We was even told in the lead up that there was going to be a late fitness test on him. So it looks like it was injury yesterday, but he's being linked heavily with a move out of Arsenal on loan before the end of the transfer window. I mean, if Arsenal do bring in a wide player on that right-hand side, where does Fabio Vieira fit? I mean, I guess you can still say, what, if anything, happens to Martin Odegaard? Is Fabio Vieira that guy to replace Odegaard? But certainly, there's a lot of rumours swirling around in a lot of different outlets that Fabio Vieira could be leaving on loan. And I'd like to know what you guys think of that. Do we keep him in? Does he deserve a chance? Or would a loan make sense for Fabio Vieira? So we're starting to move into the last couple of weeks for the transfer window. 2 weeks ago, and that transfer window shuts. Lots of thought needs to go into this window. It looks like, you know, we're going to get Mikel Merino, so that'll be Calafiori Merino. But every fan out there is now asking, well, what about the forward line? Right-hand side Saka, striker, which one, or even both? And the goalkeeper situation, back up. It's going to be interesting. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget you can still donate to my walk, which I did for Prostate Cancer UK. We're still, you know, I did it, right? And thanks everybody who came up to me yesterday and was, you know, bigging me up for doing it. It's really, you know, listen, it was great. And, you know, all these people throwing these different challenges at me for next year. Hey, yeah, let me just, I'm still in pain, man. Let me just settle down for this one first. But listen, big up to the guys from Prostate Cancer UK, and please keep donating. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll be back tomorrow.